Today's lesson is a grammar lesson on modal verbs. And modal verbs are extremely important in English. It's usually one of the first, it's a basic grammar activity. And you learn these modal verbs early on in your English education. I'll do some explaining a little bit later. It is more of a basic lesson, but I have added some more advanced exercises to the end of the lesson. So this should be appropriate for all levels, from basic to intermediate to advanced. So, and even if you are advanced, it's always good to practice and review the basics, the fundamentals. That's in anything you do in life, including languages. So, okay, we'll start with Jessica, and let's do the warm-up question. So, Jessica, say something you might do later today.
Okay, teacher. I might visit my aunt for her birthday.
Wow, that's fantastic. Does your aunt live in the same city as you, or do you need to drive to see her?
I need to drive.
Okay, fantastic. How long is the drive?
I don't know exactly, but it's not so far.
Okay, good, awesome. Great job, Jessica. Jessica,
Thanks.
she might visit her aunt for her birthday today. Great. Okay, let's go to Howell. Howell, say something you might do later today.
Thank you, teacher. I might go shopping with my fiance.
Nice. Awesome. What might you go shopping for? What might you go shopping for?
Because, as you know,
Like
we
what item?
started.
What item? What object?
Means what?
Like,
Shop.
what are you looking to purchase? What object are you intending to buy? Shopping for food, shopping for clothing, jewelry?
Yeah, for shopping for food because we started fasting today, as you know.
Oh, are you observing Ramadan?
Yes, but I have broken already.
Yes, because the sun has set where you live, correct?
Yes.
So you had iftar?
Yes, I have just finished.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I know that word. Iftar is for people who practice the religion of Islam. They have Ramadan, they fast, no food or even water from sun up to sundown. But after the sun goes down, they have iftar, which means that they break their fast. Obviously, eat food and drink water. So, well, happy Ramadan, Hawo, and thank you for coming to class during Ramadan.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, let's go to Danny. Danny, say something you might do later today.
I might go to the restaurant near here.
Oh. You might go to a restaurant near here. That's okay. Nearby. We usually say nearby.
Okay.
And what is the name of the restaurant that you want to go to today?
No, I don't understand. Teacher, repeat, please.
What's the name of the restaurant that you want to eat at?
Oh, okay. Costela.
Okay, and what kind of
Costela
food?
no bafo.
Nice. What kind of food is it?
Yeah, there are many types of barbecue. I
Mm,
love it barbecue. And
Brazilian style?
yeah,
Okay.
and the many types of beer too.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's awesome. That's great. True. Yeah, Brazilians love barbecue and partying.
Yeah.
Great, fantastic. Thank you for sharing with me. How about Edith? Edith, welcome back. Nice to see you.
Hi, teacher.
Hi, say something that you might do later today.
I might fix one computer.
Is it your computer or somebody else's computer?
It's my computer, old computer.
Do you have more than one computer?
I have two computers, but one is it's break, and
Broke? Yeah.
I might fix the computer.
Okay.
I fixed the computer yesterday, but I need to fix now.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Can you repeat the sentence one more time, please, Edith? And just
Yes.
repeat how I wrote it.
I might fix one of my computers.
Yeah, very good. Because you have more than one computer. So you kind of, it's like if you say I need to fix one computer, it sounds, I understand you, but it sounds a little strange. So you would typically just give a little bit more information to specify. You might fix one of your computers because you have more than one, and one of them needs to be fixed.
Okay, teacher.
Really good job. I like that you use this verb fix. Yeah, it's I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago. That's great. Okay, let's go now to Jorge. Jorge, I'm working on rolling my tongue to say your name better. So, Jorge, say something you might do later today.
Hi, teacher. Well, I might watch the movie Her at the Night.
Really? What are you going to watch it in a movie theater or on a streaming platform?
In a DVD.
On TV or on DVD, did you say?
DVD. Yeah.
Oh, on DVD. So there's not too many modal verbs in English. These are a special kind of verb. Modal verbs are not actions, they are not conditions or emotions. They express something a little bit different, right? So modal verbs are a special kind of verb. And what pattern do you notice? What pattern do you notice in regards to what comes after the modal verb?
Subject.
That's before the modal verb, correct? You have the subject
Okay.
and then you have the modal verb. But what is the form of the verb that comes after?
Infinitive verb.
Infinitive verb.
I just call it the base verb because for me, infinitive is 2 plus verb. So I just call it the base verb because in my mind, infinitive is 2 plus verb, but it's just yeah. So it's really, it's the verb by itself without to and without ing. So that's the first thing to notice. And the second thing to notice is that we do not conjugate modal verbs, right? We don't conjugate modal verbs. So that means that you don't put an extra S on the end of third person singular, he, she, it. And it also means that these modal verbs do not exist. They don't have future tenses. And most of them don't have past tenses. So let's practice. Let's practice. And of course, with any fill in the blank exercise, more than one answer might be possible or could be possible. However, there is a best answer, and you will only use the modal verb one time, with the exception of could. You'll use could twice. Okay, so let's go. How about I don't know any. How about okay? It's so hard to choose. I don't a volunteer for number one, the first sentence.
Teacher.
Okay, we'll go. Was that you, Edith?
Maybe I think the first is May. May I go to the bathroom, teacher?
Correct. Yeah, you're 100% correct. May I go to the bathroom, teacher? Okay, and David, can you please tell me the second one, please, David?
Can you speak German?
Yes, that is correct. And
Can
pretty
you
basic, pretty easy. But you are correct. And this is the best answer for this situation. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a bit. Okay, Jorge. Number two, the first sentence, please.
In my opinion, you should travel to an English-speaking country so you can perfect your English.
Practice.
Practice.
And why did you, this is the correct answer. Why did you choose that answer? Can you explain why?
Oh, because should is for anything you need to make or
Try to
It's a
explain it.
suggestion.
Suggestions, yes. Suggestions, yes. And what else? Advice. Yeah, what you think somebody should do, your advice for them. Okay, great job. Excellent job. Emmeline, can you try the next sentence, please? It's okay if you make a mistake. Don't worry about being wrong either. Okay, go for it, Emmeline. When you think you know, try.
Okay. Could you give me something to drink?
Yeah, could you get? Good.
I get.
Yeah.
Right.
Can you say the entire sentence one more time, please?
Yes. Could you get me something to drink?
Perfect. That was great. Excellent. And let's now go to Kasia. Are you there, Kasia? Do you want to try the first sentence of number 3?
I'm confusing.
You have, yeah.
No, say.
No worries. Can anybody try to help? Can anybody try to help? Howell?
Okay. You must want to move your car.
I don't think so.
You might want or
You could want.
I think you could.
You may.
Might.
You might. We're gonna, yeah, you might is the best answer here. Okay, and let's now have how about Josie? Can you try the next sentence, please, Josie?
The sign says you, let me see. You can get,
Well, it's either could or
you
must.
can get. Okay.
Which one do you think? The sign says that you
Must get.
you could.
Oh,
You could.
could.
Yeah, you could get
Oh.
towed. You could get towed. Can you please read this entire sentence to us?
The sign says you could get towed
Yeah, towed.
if you park here.
Yeah. And does anybody know what it means if your car gets towed? It's a bad thing. I'll give you that hint.
no. Tell us.
Yeah. When your car gets towed, the big truck comes and hooks up your car and takes your car away, and then you need to pay to get your car back. That's what happens if you park illegally. So you might want to move your car. Why? Because the sign says that you could get towed if you park here. It could happen. Will it happen? Maybe. Could it happen? Yes. So you might want to move your car. Okay, and there's only one answer left because we've already used all the other options. So let's have Fran. Can you please read number 4, and can you please read this one to the class, Fran?
Yeah, sure. One must acquire a passport if they want to travel abroad.
Mm-hmm.
It's a global requirement.
Nice. Requirement. Great job, Fran. Yes. One must acquire a passport if they want to travel abroad. You must do this. Not should or not might want to. You must. It is a requirement. You must do this because, as always, you want to understand the language. Doesn't help you to memorize the language. You can't memorize it. It doesn't work like that. You have to understand it. So, okay, which one is, let's start with the easiest one. Which one is asking permission? Which modal verb, and anybody can just say it. Which modal verb do you use to ask permission?
May?
I
Or
think
Yes.
may.
Yes, exactly. May is for permission, and it is the most polite and formal, right? You will use this word with teachers, professors, or like some your boss. This is the most polite and formal way to ask for permission from somebody. May I? And then, this is like when you're a child in elementary school, when you're 6 years old, you have to ask the teacher to go to the bathroom. You have to ask permission to go to the bathroom. So, may I? And then somebody might respond, you may. Yes, you may, right? Whoopsies. May I go to the bathroom? Yes, you may. So this is a very common way to respond to that question. So you're correct. To ask permission, we use may. Okay, what one for ability, capability, ability? What modal verb is about ability?
Can.
Can, yeah, exactly, right? So, can you speak German? We are asking if you have the ability to speak German. So that's the difference between can and may. However, most people in English also say can. Like, you can also say, can I go to the bathroom? Can. I mean, it's very common to say that as well. So modal verbs have a variety of uses sometimes. Okay, great. So which one is about the possibility of something happening? Which one is about it's possible that it happens?
Might.
Yeah, the main one is might.
Might.
This is about a possibility, right? But here it's also kind of being used as a suggestion. In the first sentence, it's a little bit of a suggestion as well. Hey, you might want to do this. We're talking about you might want to do it because there's the possibility that something bad happens. So, yeah, another way of possibility with might, it might rain later today. It might happen. And in these sentences, this is possibility here. This is the possibility, like maybe 50% possibility. It might, right? So it might happen. Good. And how about if you are making a request, if you're asking somebody for something? Which one was requesting?
Should.
Good. Here it is being used to make a request. Asking, you're asking somebody, right? Hey, could you get me something to drink? That's just what people say. I don't really need an explanation. That's just what people say. To make a request, could you get me something? Could you buy me a shirt? Could you help me? Could you drive me to the airport? This is making a request. Making a request. And which one is for advice? Advice.
Should.
Mm-hmm. Should. Yes, very good. Where is should? Here it is. Here's your advice. Advice, or what I think you should, whoopsies, do. That's for advice. You should do this. You should do that. Advice. And which one is for obligation or requirement or necessity? This is the strongest way to say this is not advice and this is not a suggestion. This is the most commanding and affirmative way. This is for something that is a requirement or necessity.
Must.
Must.
Yeah, exactly, right? Obligation, requirement, necessity, right? So this is like 100%. You must do this. It's also for like laws as well, right? Like you must drive the speed limit. You must wear a seatbelt in your car while driving, for example. So I think that's pretty much it for the lesson. There is one, now this is like really advanced. This is the most advanced. There is a modal verb which we do not use in English very often anymore. It is an old word. This word is like from 500 years ago. It's an old word. Shall, like you might see somebody like saying like, shall I, or shall we go to the beach? I think you can understand what it means. It's really an antiquated word. You will not hear anybody saying this. Well, sometimes it's rare, but there is another verb, shall, and it's kind of like asking a question, or asking permission. It's kind of a strange modal verb. Shall we go to the beach? Yes, we shall. But I don't want to bring it up too much because it's not very common. Like I said, it's a really old word. If you want to study a little bit more in depth, as always, just Google the word and definition, and you can see a lot of, you can see the definition. You can translate it, of course, but I would say don't start with translation. You can see the origin, you can see, look, use over time. It's really gone down, the use over time. And then, you know, you also have the explanation, but like I said, it's really uncommon. So it's not worth spending a lot of time to study. That would be something you can do later. Wow, any questions about this lesson? Any questions about modal verbs specifically?
Teacher,
Yeah.
I have one question.
Okay.
When the second sentence in the first question, they say I might go shopping with my fiance. What does mean fiance? Oh, fiance.
Oh,
The second
fiance.
sentence.
This is a French
Fiancé. What does
word.
mean?
Well, it's an English word now
okay.
too. Well, before you get married to somebody, they are your fiance. This is after they're your girlfriend or boyfriend, but before they're your husband and your wife.
Okay.
So like it's after you propose to your partner and they say yes, like I will get married to you. If that happens in your culture, in your country, then you are engaged. And the person that you are engaged to is your fiance.
Fiance. Okay, thank you.
The word comes from French, but is now a word in English. Any other?
Yeah.
David, yeah.
Hi, sorry. How can you say the contraction for might?
Good question. There really is not a contraction for might. Yeah, might. Okay. There's not. Yeah, there's not. It's just might not. Might not. I might not. There's no contraction, negative contraction for might.
And how can you pronounce the different sounds for contraction can't and can normal? You understand?
Can and can't?
Uh-huh. Sí.
Like that. Yeah. Can and can't.
Can't. Okay.
You make that T sound by clicking the tip of your tongue against the top of your mouth. Can't.
Okay. Can't.
But a lot of times when Americans or native speakers are speaking, you can barely hear the T. I can't go. So it is a small detail. I can't go.
Claro. So
can. I can go. Okay. I can't go.
Perfect.
Okay.
I think I'll do that lesson next week. Yeah.
One question.
Yes.
I thought.
Sorry, can you speak a little louder, Howell? I'm having trouble hearing you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's good. Question?
Okay.
What
I thought could also possibility. Could
could?
it is possibility?
Yes,
Is
yes,
it
yes.
possibility?
Could is also a possibility. Yes, yes, thank you. Could has a few uses. Could is for making requests, but could is also for possibility. You are correct. So thank you for adding that. So for example, it might happen, it could happen. Yes, you can also use could in that way too. It could rain later today. It could happen. Yeah. Yes. So it is something, you can express a possibility with could. It could rain later today. It might rain. That is possible. Yes.
Teacher, what's the difference between Hefta and must?
Have to and must. Well, yeah, they're very similar. They're very similar. Must is more formal. Must is more formal. That's the best word. Have to, it's basically the same thing, honestly. Like, it's basically the same thing, but when you speak, you say have to. It's when you're speaking, you say have to. It's not common to say must when you're speaking like informally with your friends in English. I wouldn't say I must go to the store. I would never say that. Yeah, I would say I have to go to the store. So have to and must are pretty much the same, but have to is more common and more natural by far. Yeah. So if you don't know which one to use, you should use have to. Must is really for laws and like very strict, and like you must get a passport to enter this country. You must get a student visa to enter the United States. But it's far more natural and common to say have to, especially in speaking. So great question. Any other questions?
Teacher,
Okay, Jessica, and then Jorge.
okay. Teacher, is there a person to might, for example, 50-50, or it's the same person to might and may?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what percentage is might? Like 50-50 probably, but it doesn't necessarily need to be 50% sure. It's just like maybe it will, maybe it won't. It might.
Okay.
Yeah, and might and may are the same in this context, but might is more common. Might is far more common. It might happen. It may happen. Same thing. So probably 50-50-ish. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, teacher.
And if you want to like think about the word maybe, think about the word maybe. There's two words in maybe. It may be. It may be. And then over time, people just started saying maybe, maybe, it may be, it may be, maybe.
Okay. It's like a combination.
Yeah, it's just how the language evolves. It's how the language evolves over time.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks, teacher.
don't forget that languages are always changing. The language is always changing. And it's changing very fast because so many people speak English as a second language. So many people speak English as a second language, from Asia to Mexico to Saudi Arabia to China to Europe to Turkey to Africa. English is like the second language that everybody learns. So especially nowadays, the language is changing and evolving very, very quickly. So don't forget, nothing stays the same. It's always changing. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
And don't forget, when you speak English with a native speaker and when you speak English with somebody from a different country who speaks English as a second language, you're almost speaking different languages. Like it's almost like a different kind of English, right? I mean, almost. Any other questions about anything related to English or today's class or anything? It's open.
Yeah. Yeah, teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question, but it's not about the topic.
Okay.
Yesterday, I was reading the screenplay from The Witch, the movie